most gay men couples don't open relationship because they just want more sex. They open the relationship because they don't know how to ask about the next phase in their relationship. In this video, I'm going to address the underlying issues when it comes to open relationships, specifically for male to male relationship. And this video is excellent if you want to have a conversation with your partner about open relationship. And also, this is a really good tool to actually look at the underlying issues if there are any. And when you address them, open relationship can actually be a tool that makes your relationship even stronger and deeper if it is really about true self-expression and true sex positivity versus then using intimate relationship as the way for soothing, as the way of coping with stress or with difficult emotions. So we're going to talk all about that and my desire for you, so you can actually approach this question in the next phase from the place of curiosity and from the place like how I can actually have holistic embodied experience from who I really am, from the place of love, passion, and like really self-expression versus place of reactivity, trauma, and incorrect or toxic coping mechanisms. So if you and your partner are having conversation about opening your relationship and you're still thinking about how to approach that, please share this video with your partner because I want you to have a tool to have it. So after this video, my hope that you will have a very valid tool to address this issue correctly and have a clearer path to move forward with your partner or find answers for yourself. So now, when it comes to open relationship, it's really important to understand why people are looking for open relationship. And this is the function of sex. And the function of sex or the function of intimacy. Now, on the surface, it might look like that one partner has a low sex drive and another partner has a higher sex drive. That's normally how a lot of gay couples actually justify, like, oh, I have a higher sex drive. Underlying issue can be like it's probably was not an issue for you when you just started dating, right? Like normally those things like come to the surface after first few months dating, like maybe 6 months or even a year, and then like those issues start to come up. They normally, unless two men at the get-go say, hey, we're doing open relationship only, which is another point that is really important to address, and I hope this video will help you address that as well. But normally, like what I have seen, normally people just have this level of dissatisfaction and say, hey, like I have higher sex drive, you have lower sex drive, and let's open our relationship. But normally it's a crave for validation. Your partner somehow, you're so used to this level of validation that it's not nearly enough for you. Maybe it is a way to cope with like difficult emotions that you were avoiding, and after a while the sex with the same partner doesn't have the same strong emotional effect when you can actually cope with your stress. So you are seeking intensify feeling and intensify coping strategy from somebody else by having open relationship, but it's not always the best tool to actually provide you soothing. The more you do it, the more you realize that like, well, it's actually really hard to escape this really hard feeling. So either I need to see more people, and then you start having this like deep disappointment that like, well, like the hookup culture sucks, and I'm not having the depth of or connection that I'm craving right now. Or maybe it is like a hidden insecurity, like, oh, my partner is with me because we're together for many years, but am I really enough physically and emotionally and that other people will want me, right? And it's in this unhealed, almost like in a way child wound, or in a way of unhealed sense of intimacy, part of you that somehow craves connection. Somehow there is a part of you that did not receive that validation, that connection early on or at some point in your life. So that can be the underlying conditions, the underlying issues. Craving for attention, maybe like after a period of your life when you lived in the closet or when you couldn't be who you are. It's like almost the fear of missing out. Like, okay, if I'm just with one person, I can't really experience what my straight friends would experience, right? Like it as a possibility. You know, it's really hard to put like a broad statement for the entire community because for each and everybody is very highly personal. I want you to look at this research, and then we're going to go through the questions that you might want to ask yourself before approaching your partner and talking about open relationship. The research says that the lowest rate of divorces is among gay couples, gay male to male partners. And the highest divorce rate is actually among lesbian couples, like women or lesbian couples. And the medium right on the right in the middle is a straight couple. Actually, gay male partners and straight couples, they're very close to each other, but male to male couples have a slightly lower divorce rate. Why is that? Because as men, gay or straight, we're providers. We need to fix the problem. We normally stay in the relationship. This is why we're fairly close to like straight counterparts. And if a woman doesn't leave, male will. Again, this is rather a general statement, but we're solving a problem. And as male to male, when a problem solver and a problem solver get together, like, yeah, we as a system, and every family is a system. Male to male system is a system. And every system is actually, the priority of the system is safety, to stay in homeostasis, in unchanged, right? Safety is the priority. Okay, how can we stay together? How can we keep everything the same because we're comfortable with each other? We have connection. We're not fighting. It's just like we need something more sexually. Let's open relationship. So this is actually as a for me personally, I see it as a natural tool for us, for men, especially men in high performing, high demanding careers, to keep everything is under control. That makes sense. Now, if I were to have a conversation with my partner about having an open relationship, this is what I would have asked. Or as somebody who had open relationship, like experience with open relationship, this questions I would ask most and foremost. From my standpoint, from personal standpoint, what am I trying to achieve with open relationship? Like what is not working right now for me personally? On the external, like I'm not receiving enough physical contact, I'm not receiving enough understanding, like what is missing, and not from the point of blame. Not like, well, I wish he would, from the point like what my needs are. Rather he is satisfying it or not, what my needs are. And now, like, have a very deep look into yourself. Like, what are you trying to achieve in an open relationship with another? Like, when you have like physical connection with another man, when you hook up with another man, what is the outcome? Like, is it a coping mechanism? Is it something else? Have a really, really deep conversation about that. And now I would ask yourself, like, okay, if I were to keep our relationship monogamous, what it would look like. So we both. Also, what would it make our relationship more happy and more deep if we are monogamous? If we open relationship, what makes it actually stronger, deeper, and makes us closer? Also, am I trying to avoid a breakup because relationship is not working, or we are at this point when we're not truly a couple anymore. We're just staying together because divorcing or breaking up or going apart is just it is a big unknown, and you just none of you wants to deal with a big unknown. Which one is it? And once you have this really like conversation, you can get together with your partner and you can literally ask each other the same questions. Like the question, like what is not working right now? And in terms of not necessarily what your partner is not doing, from the standpoint of what do I need right now? What do I need right now? Whether your partner fulfills it or not. Number two, what am I trying to achieve with an open relationship? Right? Like, is it a feeling? Is it like a satisfaction? Is it adrenaline? Is it just a pleasure level? What is this? What is the outcome? What good and enough feels like specifically? What good and enough feels like specifically? Now, approach from the standard standpoint, like, okay, if we keep our relationship monogamous, how can we make it work? And then ask yourself, what would be a polygamous relationship? What makes us actually even closer to each other than monogamous relationship. And the third option, like, okay, is it time to break up? Because we're trying to just put a band-aid on the larger problem that we don't want to address because it is a big unknown. And have the conversation. One important tool that can be really helpful is either working with a couples therapist or working with a hypnotherapist, and ideally with both. Honestly, I don't see the couples therapy and hypnotherapy like in a competition, because like holistic approach, or you can be as a couple in hypnotherapy too. So there's a couples hypnosis, there's an individual hypnosis, right? And I will always start with the individual hypnosis. So you have the answers for yourself. And more importantly, in hypnosis, you can actually bypass the logical mind, because the logical mind will tell you like, oh, like my sex drive is higher. Oh, his sex drive is higher. Or like there's something very logical that is like that it feels safe to express, but on the deep down there's a lot more. Maybe there is a tender part of you that is trying to come out, and it would just use intellectualized language to like cover bigger issues. And hypnotherapy can help you to actually get through the noise, can actually get to the root cause. So now this actually a part of a series. In my next video, I'm going to talk about different phases in open relationship, and how to make open relationship work, the red flags that you should be looking for. And uh, this is what we're going to talk about in the next episode. Until next time. And by the way, if you need a consultation, good hypnotherapy. And this is my private practice. And it's open. You can schedule a consultation with me. Send me a DM on Instagram with your questions about my services, and we can schedule more private consultation to decide if it is the right fit for you or not. All right. Until next time. Bye, y'all.